Good morning, guys. How's it going? Actually, it may not be morning where you're at, but it's morning for me right now. Sorry about that. Here's a tip for you. If you want to film before you get in the shower and go to work, you can put a hat on like I did. It's not actually looking that great. But anyway, time is of the essence here, so I'm going to be brief and quick. Um, MLM success. A lot of people get into MLM and they don't succeed like they want to. And the reason is most people have a few contacts, brother-in-law, sister, friend, who they know is just going to kill it. And they're dynamic people. They're like, if I can get Steve in this, Steve will use all his contacts and that he's made from real estate and investing, and people are just going to follow him and they're going to be signing up like crazy, right? But you take it to Steve, and Steve's like, dude, I'm too busy. I don't have time for that. So, and then how do you feel? You feel crushed, because Steve was going to make you a lot of money, right? Or maybe Steve's a little condescending to you, like, oh, that's not even real. That's a pyramid. I make real money, whatever. So no, of course they're going to say that if you're just starting out. And most people get crushed, when they approach people they know and they tell them no thanks or I'm not interested, whatever, and then that's it, and that's why most people don't succeed in this business, because they let a few failures dictate their success. But the thing you got to understand is that just getting out there and failing is success. You're on your way to success. If you look at some of my prior videos, I explain that. But I don't really have time to get into that today, so let's move on. Failure may not be what you think, as I was saying. Just because Joe brother-in-law doesn't want to join now doesn't mean he won't join later, all right? And I know this for sure. When you start playing big, you get results. And when you get results, Joe brother-in-law will want to take another look at what you're doing. So, or, your friend Steve or Joe or Tom, whoever, Mary, once you start making money, and I say this because this is kind of how the path I took. A few years back, a friend of mine started in multi-level marketing, and we laughed at him. We had some good jokes on him, but then a few months later, he showed us like a check for like $1,000, and then it's like everyone that was laughing at him couldn't sign up fast enough. So, money talks, especially with warm market, because they may not see you as a business person or whatever. It depends on what you did, because that's the awesome thing about MLM is you don't need any kind of education or special training. Anybody can get into it, but that's kind of the downside too, because you do need training, and what you did in your life before can kind of dictate your results in the beginning, but everyone has a hard time. So for example, let's say you're an insurance agent or a lawyer and you sign up 60 people that close people, and all of a sudden, boom, you have like massive success. You just signed up like 60 people in 2 months, and you're like rocking and rolling. But after they run out of the warm market, people that they know and influence, or they have influence with, what do they do after that? Then they have to go to cold market, and cold market doesn't know them. And then all of a sudden they start falling on their face. So unless they get special training in MLM and understand some key concepts, they're not going to last very long either. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, but you also have to sprint too and take advantage of every opportunity you have. Okay, so you got to start playing big to get results. All right, and what does that mean? Let me give you an example. Do you want to know how to play big? It's really simple. You get out of your comfort zone and do the things that make you uncomfortable, like making a video, talking to strangers, even warm market, introducing them to them. So you need to get eyeballs on your opportunity, because you get paid by promoting your company's product or service. And you have to do it. You got to understand that. You can't sign up a couple people and expect them to pick up the ball and run with it. That's what people will tell you, but the reality is you have to make it happen. Okay, you have to take responsibility, and if you don't do that, well, then you're selling yourself short. So you gotta get on the field and play big. Step outside of your comfort zone and do things that make you feel uncomfortable. And once you do that, the things that make you feel uncomfortable no longer become uncomfortable. They become normal, and it gets a lot easier. So an example is when you're pumping gas and you see someone that might be right for your business. This is a perfect opportunity because there's a time limit there. Once you finish pumping gas, you're out of there. The biggest problem people have is they talk too much. This video is probably a perfect example, but I'm training. So start a conversation, with them. If they got a cool car, that's awesome because people love their cars. They're like, man, that's a nice car. I love the color of that car. Or if you notice they got a cool watch or something, or they're dressed nice, figure out a way to compliment them. That always, people love compliments. You can never go wrong starting a conversation that way. Or you could say like, oh, the price of gas, this and that. But you want to start a conversation with them, and then, this next this next concept is absolutely critical you understand. It's called BIC, breaking communication. Breaking the communication will save you from saying too much. So when you're building rapport with these people, it's no big deal. You're just trying to connect. Think of, you are trying to establish a friendship, a nice, pleasant conversation. You're not trying to push your business or whatever. You're just small talking, great weather, blah blah blah, and that takes the pressure off you because you don't have to be like a salesy kind of person, because people will pick up on that. You want to be genuine and really try to, make a connection. Focus on making a connection. Or once you make the connection, you can introduce them later, but you have to learn how to do it right. So breaking communication naturally happens at the gas station because they pump the gas and you guys got to go. So you'll recognize when that time comes because it's natural. And you could apply this to getting a cup of coffee or any other kind of scenario. This is just the example I'm giving you. So then you want to do the doorknob ninja technique. What is that? That is at the point, after you've complimented them and built the rapport and you turn to leave, it's at this point you act like you just thought of it. So I'm turning to leave and I'm like, hey, you know what? I just thought of something. I'm working on a side project. Would you be interested in taking a look at? Not actually, that's wrong. Would you be open to taking a look at it? So let me make that point for you, okay? You don't want to say interested because no one's interested in looking what you have. You want to see if they're open or not, And so I kind of screwed that up, but let's do it the way it's supposed to be done here. Say, hey, you know what? I've got to be somewhere soon. So this is your breaking communication. I've got to be somewhere soon. It's been great talking to you. I have a side project I'm working on. Would you be open to taking a look at it? Okay, let me say that again. Hey, you know what? I've really got to be somewhere soon, but it's been great talking with you. I have a side project I'm working on. Would you be open to taking a look at it? And, that's a yes or no question. And they're usually going to be like, what is it? Okay? And this is where most people get stuck. When they say, what is it? But this, because you have the built-in BIC, B-I-C, breaking communication, you say like, I've got to run, like I said. I'm in a hurry. Give me your phone number and I promise you, I will get back to you and tell you all about it. Maybe we could get a cup of coffee. You can handle it different ways at that point. You try to get their email, but if you're new, I would say like, hey, give me your number. I promise you I'll get back to you and tell you all about it. I've got to run right now. Like I said, I'm late. I got to go, So you got that BIC, and they should understand that because you already told them that prior. Okay, you have to get that in your mind. You start out being in a hurry at some, when you do your doorknob. So then later you can give them a DVD. You can catch up with them, cup of coffee. All right, so let's close this up here. one example. So that was one example of playing big. Now it's time for the gold. So when you follow up with them, and after you've given them the presentation, then you explain big to them. You say, hey, you know, let's say you showed them your DVD and you like, what do you think about that? Oh, that looks great. You know, if they say anything positive, say, well, you know, when we first met at that gas station, I used a technique called breaking communication. I told you I was busy, had somewhere to be, and then we met. I showed you the opportunity, and once they understand that and that sinks in, they're going to think, wow, you know. And then you ask them, do you think you could do that? And they'll say yes, and then you continue on in the process. Hope that helps. I'm getting a little long on time here. I've got to run. Thanks a lot. Hey, please don't forget to like, share, comment, Google Plus, or tweet if you got any value out of this. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just comment below and I'll get to them as fast as I can. Thanks a lot. Bye.